You're watching the Carter Gilson Report for Tuesday, October 9th, 2007. I'm Jeffrey Carter Gilson. The junta in control of Myanmar, also known as Burma, took a step that most dictatorships and military rule ends up taking. Faced with tens of thousands of demonstrators throughout the country, protesting the harsh martial rule that this peaceful country has been subjected to, the junta made it nearly impossible for information to get out of the country. They effectively shut down the internet in Burma. And yet, this does not mean that news is not getting out to us. On Monday, the Daily Mail in the UK printed a story saying that the crackdown on the Burmese protesters is far more deadly and violent than the Myanmar government would have us believe. In mid-August, the ruling junta in Myanmar, which controls most of life in this Asian country, doubled the price of gasoline and diesel, and quintupled the price of compressed natural gas, which powers the buses that make up the public transportation system within the country. The resulting cost of living increases spurred pro-democracy activists in Yangon, the largest city in Burma. The protests have been growing in size, getting as high as an estimated 100,000 until this past week when the government crackdown began in earnest. La Win, the chief of military intelligence in Yangon's northern realm, before he defected, has reported the deaths of thousands of Burmese monks and supporters. He defected because he would not kill the peaceful monks as he had been ordered to do. The monks in Burma are held in an extremely high regard within the society. They perform religious services without expecting payment, yet are bound to not reject donations, as that would be a sign of the donor's rejection by the gods. The monks have announced that they are refusing any and all donations from the military, seen by this mostly Buddhist nation as a powerful symbol of the monks' anger. The UN has sent in a special envoy to meet with the junta and try to quell the violence, but he has yet to meet with them. Everywhere he has gone, there's been a strong military presence to keep the number of protests down so he can report back to the UN a smaller revolt than the media has shown. Which goes to show that this junta is trying to live in an old media world. But this is a revolt in which Flickr has been as important as the Times. Citizen journalists were able to get the major parts of the story out before the illegitimate government of Myanmar recognized that they did not have complete control over the news. I am saddened by these images, knowing that there's very little I can do from here to make a difference there. This is a place that is ready for democracy, ready for the people to rule in peace, being held down by the men with the guns. And for several weeks, the peaceful protesters held the upper hand. Now, though, we are waiting. The crackdown has begun in earnest, as we knew eventually it would. Liselott Angerlid, a Swedish diplomat who was in Burma until recently, is reporting that the streets are filled with the military, making even small protests hard. It's hard to believe that the thousands of people supporting freedom could be suppressed so completely. Freedom is a strong motivator, and the youth of Burma have had exposure to more freedom than their parents had in 1988 during the last major round of protests. They may have a desire for it that is eventually victorious against the unjust. I hate to be an armchair freedom fighter. I want to get out there and help make a difference. Hopefully by getting the word out a bit more, it will help that little bit. Thank you for watching. I'm Jeffrey Carter Gilson, and this has been the Carter Gilson Report for Tuesday, October 2nd, 2007. Please check out our website, www.cartergilson.com, for the show notes, blog posts, and you can also leave your comments. You can also email me, jeff@cartergilson.com. Thank you again. Good night.